Good morning, folks. John Pettipas. Welcome back. I'm doing a double header this morning. It's 17 minutes before 9 o'clock in the morning, and morning now of still Thursday morning, which is the 12th day of August 2021. And I'm running out of time, so I'm having to do some of these double headers. The NDP. We're focusing on NDP leader Gary Burrill this morning. Hadn't done on him before. The provincial NDP leader Gary Burrill. They send out brochures, blah, blah, blah. They've taken... The NDP are a bunch of lefty moral socialists. The NDP under Gary Burrill they're quasi-communist. In fact, there is a picture of Karl Marx, that most hateful of ideologies that has cost the lives of, be well over 100 million people have died because of communism, and the impoverishment of a quarter to a third of the human beings on the face of God's earth. Karl Marx. There's a picture up in Halifax in the provincial NDP caucus office of Karl Marx. And I'm focusing this guy, Gary Burrill, because even though he's a third place party, the Tories, and this is on Gary Burrill NDP, but the Tories under Tim Houston I'm going to digress here for a second, an extremely thin-skinned, touchy leader. There's no question that the very thin-skinned, touchy leader is Tim Houston. Tim Houston lost, go down the Yarmouth, Chrysanthemum left, go to North Sydney, Eddie Oriel left, go to Cape Breton West, Alfred McLeod left. And he kicked out Atlanta Pond, a lady from Richmond County. Maybe she was green and experienced, but learning. There was nothing untold about her personally. And he kicked her out of caucus. Most recently, he told Elizabeth Smith McCloskey up in Amherst, I'm with you on this blockade. Then 24 hours later, he was getting some heat on it. Press whatever, he kicked her out. So he's kicked 2 ladies out of his caucus and had 3 fine men as well leave. So he lost 5 good members. And so even before, it's unusual to have a leader that loses 5 good members even before the election's called. Anyway, back to the NDP's Gary Burrill. Gary Burrill is the more dangerous of 2 because he's not a prick. He smiles. Almost a grandfather type, well-liked uncle type. He smiles. So he's not a prick by nature. So it makes him more dangerous. But my uncles, several of my uncles fought in World War II. They fought Hitler. And just like a minute ago when I talked about Scotia Pass, my uncles didn't fight Hitler to have Scotia Pass put in place. No. And my uncles also didn't fight Hitler. And we didn't have our cousins fight in Vietnam, North Korea, Vietnam, to have communists run the place. The NDP, they have their brochure, the local lady sent out her credit. She sent a second brochure out, whereas the Tory party around here didn't send one brochure out. Michelle Thompson has had no brochures go out in the mail that I've seen. A nice letter, not nice about it, but a fancy letter came out to all voters, not just me. He got the things from the voters list. And so Tim Houston again, a very vain, egotistical guy with a thin skin. But Gary Burrill of the NDP is much more dangerous. Some would say NDP is no damn party. Well, I'm not going to insult them in that respect, but NDP is their name, and supposedly it's stands for New Democratic Party. But we look at the People's Republic of South Korea, the Democratic People's Republic of Congo, all these places where you have the word democratic in it. Watch out, bad stuff. So there's an election coming up, and we don't want to have any of these more. We have enough NDP now. We don't need more. Bad enough to have Tories opposition. We don't need... It's interesting, though, at a personal level, that's philosophically, I don't want to see more NDP members. That said, my personal opinion, I think, not in all ridings, but some rural Nova Scotia ridings, NDP is not much of a factor. Inverness, Richmond County, Guysborough County, it seems. Antigonish County are more of a factor. Other counties, and certainly in the city and other areas, they take, and the NDP is not as weak as they were 12 or 15 months ago. That's my personal opinion. I'm not basing that in polls. I'm basing that in my gut feeling. The NDP is not as weak as what they were 12, 15, certainly 18 months ago. Okay? And they have this leader, Gary Burrill, and he knows he's not going to be premier, so he can go around and say whatever the hell he wants. Okay? Cancel the multi-$100 million investment in New Waterford and North Sydney, and give them a hospital. There's 20-some beds in the hospital in New Waterford, and I'm told in the 5 floors in North Sydney General Hospital, I think there was 40 or 42 beds being used on 5 floors. So a very expensive facility to try to run. People need dialysis. They need diabetic clinic. They need stuff like this here. And you have a... Anyway, back to the big picture, Nova Scotia, our beloved province, Nova Scotia. The NDP, with a picture of Karl Marx up in their office wall in Halifax, their caucus office, is not for Nova Scotia. No good. Bad stuff. With that, I got to go. I hope this promotes the discussion. Share this video around. This is John Pettipas. It's now about, right now it's actually 11 minutes before 9 o'clock in the morning. Relatively brief by my standards. Share the video around and vote. I repeat, those that don't vote have no right to open their mouth and complain. So get out and vote, folks. With that, I got to go. All the best. God bless. Press the subscribe button. Promote a discussion. Share it around. My uncle didn't fight Hitler to have NDP in Nova Scotia or have Scotia Pass. Bye for now. Thank you.